Hey guys, quick disclaimer before you listen to the podcast. Me and Daniel's voices are delayed, and it causes some parts of the show to be strange. We are so sorry about this, but only found out about it whilst editing it. Don't worry, most parts are bearable. But here is the podcast, and thank you for listening in.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Daniel and Alex show, featuring me,
And
Alex.
me, Daniel. This is a show where we talk about everything ranging from video games to news covering the globe. It's the Daniel and Alex show.
Today's first topic will be about video games and how they can be classified as dead. So, you know when you're playing a game and then you see your friend comes online and he says, "Oh, why are you playing that game? It's so dead." What actually classifies that game as dead in your opinion?
Well, I mean, traditionally, it's like the entire player base is left and no one actually really plays it anymore. But it can come down to opinion a lot of the time.
Yeah, because as we both play Overwatch a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, you play it more than me, obviously,
Definitely.
but we both still play it. But a lot of people call that
Overwatch
dead.
has generally been classed as dead for like the past 2 years.
But the thing is, I looked online, and the definition from this guy on Urban Dictionary has stated that his name was Noodles are cool, so I trust him. Okay, so,
most accurate source is
he
Urban
said,
Dictionary.
yes, yeah, very accurate. He said, any video games with less than 1,000 players on a consistent basis is considered dead. However, a game that is less than 1,000 players that still receives updates and new content added to the game is considered not dead. So that is a very, very small majority of games.
According to
Very,
whatever the reports were recently, Overwatch is like 10 million active monthly players.
Yeah. So that's
still pretty good.
that can't be classified as dead, can it? And a lot of games can't be classified as dead because they have more than 1,000 monthly players.
Basically, most games
1,000
have
players
that.
just
Definitely. Even
Yeah.
like really, really old games, like people are still probably playing the old Splatoon 1 servers.
Definitely, more than 1,000. And if the game gets new updates and content, it's never dead.
Oh, I can see why the class Overwatch is dead then.
So the developer has to leave the game, and the players have to leave the game for it to be considered dead.
I mean, I wonder what the player base for Assault Android Cactus is.
No idea, but I'd say it's more than 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000 isn't many at all.
Assault Android Cactus still living, boys. Let's go.
And it's a bit weird because, like, Fortnite. I know Fortnite's definitely not dead, but a lot of people have always called it, "Oh, it's such a dead game."
Dying. As in, like.
But it's not. It's dying very, very slowly.
It depends whether you class 5-year-olds as people or not. Generally.
But it's dying very, very slowly because it's. I mean, I haven't looked at any figures, but I'd estimate it's got about 10 million at least.
Yeah, I'd say so.
System players. That's a lot, but that's about right because it's a worldwide game. Everyone plays it. Like,
that's disappointing.
Most countries play it. I mean, countries like South Sudan who don't have any internet, obviously they don't. But North Korea as well probably don't. But most other countries do.
Yeah, most do. Oh, I'm actually kind of disappointed by this. Assault Android Cactus again. Like, I think Assault Android Cactus is technically classed as dead then, according to the statistic.
What?
Because the average players over the last 30 days is 4.6.
Wait, over the last 30 days or over every day for the last 30 days?
Last 30 days. Oh.
So there's only be 4.6. There can't be 4.6
It
players
says
for 30 days
It
because there
says
can't be 0.6 per
average. I'm not sure
person.
what that means.
So I'm guessing
Like daily.
average of a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd
It's
say.
a shame. I had to spot.
Because for 30 days, that means it's doing worse than this podcast.
I mean, that's only on Steam though, so it'll be fine.
True.
I might have to reignite the old player base.
But it's still dead.
Yes, basically dead.
But it's still dead.
Damn it. I'm part of a dead player base.
Okay, but another. So, what would your description of dead be then?
Well, essentially,
So, is it a game
yeah.
that? So, in your opinion, though, is it a game that that? Okay, so in my opinion, there's a certain level of gamers.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's casual at the bottom who just play Fortnite. Okay, and they don't really care about the actual game itself. They just play it because it's fun, which I get. I totally get. That's fine. But then you take a step up, and you get amateur.
Amateur.
Take a step up, you get amateur pro, which I'd say is basically us. Then you'd get pro, and then you'd get so highly skilled they don't need to be professional.
They don't even need to be professional.
Yeah.
They just log on and dumpster kids on the weekend.
Yeah, they don't even need to be professional. People just know that they're famous. Like, if people know that you're good at a game, and you don't need to show it off, then you're up there. You've definitely reached up there.
Right below, right at the bottom is mobile gamers.
So, yes. Oh no! Even below that, there's them people who play the ad games. You know.
Oh, them games.
Actually, no, I got it wrong. They're right at the top.
Oh, only true gamers play the mobile ads.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to say, I've played them a few times because I've been really bored. Anyway, but if your in my opinion, if your player base is just casual gamers and casual gamers that don't play often, mostly, then I class that as dead.
That's where I like to go with Fortnite because it's all just 10-year-olds at this point. Just kind of.
But it's not.
This is free.
Because how do we play it? We don't play it as like casual gaming, do we?
I mean, if I had my thing, I'd be on
Shut
Overwatch.
up, Daniel.
We have a very competitive player base due to the amount of screaming that goes on in voice chat.
But most games these days aren't casual, as like you would say. Like, they're not casual games. Like even Minecraft, for example.
Oh, Minecraft is nowhere near casual.
People who play it these days aren't casual.
Nah.
They're
grind that thing.
our level and above. They're like our
Take
level and
Minecraft
above.
to its limits.
I mean, even people like PewDiePie, he plays Minecraft. I mean, he doesn't play it on the best level possible, obviously. You can probably tell. But
he's got his style.
He plays it consistently for his series.
Therefore, he's a
and
gamer.
that makes him basically an amateur pro. Because, well, he's a pro because he makes money off it. But he's also amateur because of his skill rating,
Right, so we're basically professional Fortnite players because we've got money out of it, technically.
We took part in tournaments. We are professional Fortnite players. Guys, we're professionals. We're professionals.
You heard it here.
You can't say we're not. Oh. But because we took part in a tournament to win money on Overwatch, does that also mean we're professional? Because we were trying to win money.
Technically, I guess.
Overwatch players as well. We done a charity stream with Minecraft. Does that mean we're professionals?
You can argue that. Yeah,
because we didn't. Yeah, because we got money. We just didn't accept it. We gave it to charity.
Yeah.
See, we are
Professional,
professionals.
professional gamers.
Professional. We're even. If we're going with that
We
logic,
played
that means we're
Crown Showdown on there.
professionals.
So that means we're professional Crown Showdown players. Now that
No big Crown
is a
Showdown.
dead
I
game.
bet you're not. Oh yeah, for all of you viewers, you're not professionals at Big Crown Showdown. You're on a. You click on Big Crown Showdown. You go on multiplayer. You wait for about half an hour, and there's still no one there.
You will never find anyone.
It's
Guaranteed.
no. We found one person before, but they just left us.
Sad.
I remember that. Very key moment. So, in your opinion, what's the most recent game that's died the quickest?
Anthem.
As in, like,
Definitely Anthem.
Anthem, yeah. Anthem. Oh, I forgot about that.
Exactly.
Everyone was so hyped. Game just no one bought.
He's like, oh, cool, this beta looks great. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't run. Might not buy this.
Yeah, like, if they didn't release that beta, I think they would have got a lot
I still
more
think
sales.
they released it too early. Kind of like 76.
Hmm?
Fallout.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, if they waited, I mean, it's a long time in game terms, but if they waited until next gen, like Cyberpunk have, they would get. Oh, Cyberpunk's a big conversation.
Going back to that one.
But if they waited till next gen, then it would have been so much better. Like the new graphics, all the new processors and all that jazz. Like
Cyberpunk
it just would have been
nailed
better.
it for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They've nailed that game.
Only had to wait a few
not buying
years.
I'm not buying it until I got next gen. I'm gonna say that.
I'll see if I can get
Anyway,
some stonks.
Yeah, like Anthem definitely died pretty quick. What other game died pretty quick? Like games
that died.
I mean, I'd like to say game. I mean, they haven't really.
Remember when Fall Guys was a big thing for like a week and then no one talks about it anymore?
Yeah, but that's because Among Us came in. And
the new Beanie Boys are in town.
Among Us killed. Among
Us definitely killed Fall Guys.
Or at least killed most of Fall Guys. Like, I mean, I never got to play it because Xbox and that is on PlayStation. But I mean, it seemed alright from what I saw.
Yes.
Which I don't think it should have died, but it just wasn't that big of a game. Like, it wasn't that big of a game, so it got replaced by Among Us, who wasn't that. Among Us isn't that big of a game either. It's just. Yeah, but it's not. Okay, so how I look at games is there's always one big game you play, and there's always one secondary. And then there may be other ones added in there afterwards, but there's always always the primary and the secondary.
Yep.
Okay? Because it's only ever 2 games you play, let's be honest.
Me.
If there's any more games you play, you just don't play them all the time. Because currently I've been playing a bit of Fortnite. I've been playing a bit of Minecraft. Because currently I've been playing a bit of Fortnite, a bit of Minecraft, and I've put Overwatch on the side.
Oh.
But pretty soon, I can be almost certain of this. I'm gonna have Overwatch and some other game up there.
Yeah.
And then the other game will be on the side. And I don't play it as much.
Overwatch is gonna take a rise.
Someday,
watch out, BlizzCon
someday, Daniel.
2021.
Yeah, Overwatch 2. Yeah, that might be good.
Better happen.
Other games. Is there Battlefront 2.
Oh,
Battlefront
thing.
2. That peaked at its release. Definitely.
Definitely. I'm surprised how much of a player base it still has.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. Like, we went back on the other day, like a few weeks back, and
There's still some people hanging
it
around.
genuinely had such people buying it.
What's-
It's not the worst. It's not the worst game ever, but because of them microtransactions,
I'm not into the old
you just
DLC simulators.
no,
Hmm.
something like
Definitely doesn't play Minecraft Dungeons.
that.
You released a Never? Hell yeah, I'm paying £5 for that.
Other games, so like, all right, Forza Horizon 4. Okay, it peaked.
It has its community.
It peaked. It has its community, but the racing game genre just isn't as big as it once was.
Nope.
It just really isn't.
Because
I'd
they
like it to be,
discovered
but
Mario
it isn't.
Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart just
Mario Kart killed Forza.
yeah, Mario Kart killed Forza, guys. It's confirmed. We've confirmed it. You don't need anybody to tell you otherwise. We've confirmed it.
Quote us
Okay,
out on
we've
that
confirmed
if you have to.
the Tactic Alex show. Okay, like we've confirmed Forza. Wait, no, Mario Kart killed Forza. Quote us. Quote us.
When I added that online mode, it was never going to be the same.
Oh, also, when I play Forza, I play it on the single player version instead of the multiplayer. But and for me that's just because the people who actually play the game just they aren't
They know how to drive.
all for it.
We don't.
Like, also I wouldn't say they're toxic, but they don't want to.
What makes you think the driving community would be toxic?
I don't know how to say this, but okay then, Daniel, if you want to be like that. But
only one of them can physically win the race, so they're going to be screaming the whole time.
It's very true. It's very true.
I mean, there's two types of toxicity: screaming at the enemy, and then they're screaming at your teammates. I experienced the second one a bit more.
Yeah. I mean, screaming. I mean, you can get match chat.
Yep. No, I don't
Screaming
recommend it too much.
I don't think nobody's usually on match chat.
Nah, but when they are, it's either some guy that's actually good at shot calling or a 5-year-old screaming that I'm not healing them properly with my mercy boy, despite the fact I've pocketed them the whole game. Darn you, Genji mains.
Yeah. This episode, we are starting a new series called Things I Bought This Week. It's a mini-series where we talk about what random items we bought. Today, I'm going to be starting off with this automatic card shuffler I got. Okay?
Right,
so, how it works is you put 2 decks of cards in. Well, actually, no. You have 1 deck of cards. You split it into 2. So you have one half deck about 26 cards and one half deck about 26 cards. You put them both into the machine, and then they shuffle each other until it comes into one pile. Okay?
Revolutionary.
So it's a bit hard to explain, but if you look up online, automatic card shuffler, guys,
you won't be disappointed.
you'll find out. Yeah, you'll be disappointed. It cost us about 15 quid. And
15 quid on a card shuffle.
But it works magic. Alright?
How many tins of baked beans I could buy with that?
I know, but genuinely, I don't think you spend. Okay, so when you're shuffling cards up for a game, you can spend up to about 5 minutes shuffling cards, especially if it's a big pack of cards in a certain game. So this game we've got called Skyjo, there's a lot of cards in this game. So you've got to shuffle them. So what we bought this, and
Chuck 'em on the floor.
it just shuffles so quick, and we don't have to do anything. I mean, it is really loud, admittedly. Like, it's very, very loud. But it just shuffles them instantly, and it's really good.
It's different from chucking them on the floor and just picking them up again, I suppose.
It's a little bit different, got to admit. It's a little bit different. But, yeah.
The benefit for
It is.
opportunity cost is outstanding.
Something like that.
Imagine all that stuff you could be doing in that time it takes you to shuffle them cards.
Exactly. We
Like
mainly bought
contemplating
it
why
because...
you bought it.
Why did I buy an automatic card shuffler? I could have spent that money on something a bit more wiser, but this is genuinely...
You get faced with a global pandemic, you know what? I really need something that shuffles my cards.
No, we mainly bought, like, my family mainly bought it for Christmas, so that when Christmas comes along,
If
we
it
can play
does.
games and everyone can shuffle cards. I think Christmas is going to come along, mate.
I can
You know?
see the government just cancelling
Like-
Christmas, so I don't have to worry about it. Just like, yeah, we've taken December 25th off the calendar.
Yeah, so you go
There
up
might
to,
be some
like...
controversies following that.
Yeah. No, just...
Yeah,
You know, like, next leap year, the next time there's a leap year, like, don't forget about it.
yeah.
just that day instead.
Just celebrate Christmas then.
Yeah, it's simple. We've had such a bad 2020. Why do we need some good light at the end of the tunnel? We should just make it so depressing, you know?
Yeah.
And everyone should buy an automatic card
Yeah,
shuffler.
everyone gets one. In courtesy of the government.
Oh yeah, the government can buy everyone an automatic card shuffler that costs 15 quid off Amazon.
Well, I mean, they could have afforded that if they didn't spend so much on the track and trace app. It doesn't work.
I mean, it does work, but guys, if you didn't know, I'm self-isolating right now, and
Cringe.
like, yeah, I know, really cringe. The track and trace app told me a few days ago that I now only have to wait this amount of time. Not like from when I actually had to self-isolate, I was going to wait 14 days, and now it's got that 10-day thing, and I don't know what's going on. But I had 14 days, and then about 5 days after I was started self-isolating, and then my test and trace app told me that I now have to self-isolate.
Bonus.
And well, bonus and just not going outside. Yeah, okay.
Going outside is kind of overrated.
Oh, definitely.
Inside, all my stuff's here. My instant card shuffler's here. My
Oh, instant card shuffle. Yeah. Don't we
you
all
can't
just
use your
want an
instant card shuffle while you're outside, can you?
Exactly. Well, you can.
Well, yeah, but you know, actually, the kids will get a bit too jealous. So I
Very
wouldn't
true.
recommend
You're just out there. You got your pack of cards. You just split them
If
in
they
half.
see you on the
put 'em
street,
into
they're
the
gonna
card.
like, it's gonna blow their mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blow
And
their
they might blow
minds.
something else.
Hopefully not.
Social distance.
Okay, so, but if anybody's watching this and they want to buy an automatic card shuffler, I don't recommend it unless you need a big pack of cards that needs shuffling.
Alright, this next session will be great for all you intellectuals out there because we're going to be talking about books. Yeah.
Books. Yes. The word type. So, not the comics. We're talking about real
Word
books here.
type, the amalgamation of words put on a page in a specific order that provides meaning.
That's a really good description of books.
Oh, right, it is.
Like, it genuinely is such a good description of books.
What do you think?
Right.
Got the start bit. and then you got the end bit.
Yeah, you got the beginning, middle, and end, Daniel.
That's how you make a
Wow,
book.
well done.
Yeah, books are good. I rate them.
So, if you're going to start reading a book, how many pages do you think it has to be? Around about.
More than 10, at least.
Oh, so you're okay with let's think of a book.
I am very into Mr. Men.
Great children. I've got up there, but for me, like a book has to be about 300 words. 300 words? 300 300 pages is definitely what I meant.
I mean, depends how big font we're talking.
Oh, a normal size book
Back
font.
in the day, I like me a good bit of Beast Quest and all that. They're like 110 each. And sure, the font's in like size 24 for most of it. And there's like, I don't know, they were very repetitive, but either way, it satisfied younger me.
You used to have to do a lot of accelerated reader.
Oh, I popped off an
If you don't
accelerated
know
reader.
accelerated reader, it's a British reading thing they use
A little
in
book quiz.
lower end of secondary school. Yeah, basically.
Basically, make sure your kids are reading.
Yeah, basically, and then they just forget about it when you get a little bit older.
Can't be asked to maintain reading at that point.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
I remember, so I used to read a lot of dystopian. I still do, but I read a lot of dystopian kind of books. So recently I've read through the Ender Saga of books.
Ooh.
That was a tale. So Ender's Game. There's a film about Ender's Game. It's not very good in my opinion, but oh well. And then there's just like 4 other books in the Ender's Quintet, I think they called it. And then there's the Shadow Saga.
Damn.
And there's just so many books, and they're all about 300 pages
If the
long.
storyline's got too many books in it, I'll just give up at that point. Alex Rider's simple. It's got like 12 now. Yo, apparently Nightshade came out and I didn't notice.
Yeah, I realised that the other day. I'm debating
I
whether to
googled
get
it and it'd come out.
after I read it. Yeah.
It's like, damn, alright.
But so I'm currently reading this book called Angels and Demons. If you've heard of the Da Vinci Code, it's the first book in the series of that. It's by Dan Brown, and it's how many pages long? 630 odd, I think.
Dummy thick.
620. So it's a very big book. There's no pictures.
Oh.
If you wanted that. But, there's no pictures in it, but it's all just words. But it's a good story as far as I've got. I've only got to like page 32. But it's pretty
Progress.
Yeah. I didn't read it yesterday. I read it the day before.
Right. I was working my through like halfway through the Hunt trilogy, I guess is what they call it. Yeah, I'd say it's a top tier vampire dystopia, I guess, in my books, because it's the only one I've read.
Yeah, I heard about you was reading
I'd
that.
recommend it to your average emo goth girl.
Oh yeah, like
Yep,
you.
that's me. That is my how do I say that?
Genre.
Association. I associate as a emo goth girl.
Emo goth girl. Yes, there you go.
That is me.
Yeah. Yes, that is me. I'm an emo goth girl.
Just pull up my Billie Eilish.
She's so edgy.
It's actually so deep though.
It is really deep. Like,
I mean, there's a good bit of Die of a Wimpy Kid, which is just.
Oh, I read
interesting
there's
content.
been about 2 of them, and there's been about 2 recent ones that I've just not been bothered to read. But the ones before that, I've read them all, and recently I read like one of them, and I was like, why am I reading this? Why did I
Exactly.
ever read this?
It's just like a
Just
book that doesn't seem like work. I completely lost the plot during the last one. I'm not sure if I can be asked to buy the new one.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, the guy who writes it obviously knows what he's doing, but I think he's got a bit of an easy job compared to people like Dan Brown who actually write long books that require a lot
Yeah,
of
but you've seen
skill.
them drawing stuff.
I mean, they take some time to do. Let's be honest. They're gonna take some
And
time.
I'm pretty sure they've made enough drawings to the point at which they can just recycle old ones. Or just like crop them a little bit. Edit it in Photoshop. There you go, bam.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like use the exact
Mhm.
same photos and just change the things people say.
They can definitely get away with that now. There's been like 10 of those books.
It's been way more than 10 that I've ruined videos.
I mean, I would like count how many there are, but like the bookshelf that has them on is like facing away from me, so I can't really get there. So, oh well, I'm lazy.
I've got them underneath my desk in a shelf, so I can't really be bothered to reach to the back of that shelf to
The only
get them.
book
So
series I got really convenient
that's
is
my
freaking
excuse.
Time Riders. I haven't read. Time Riders is great. I never properly finished the whole series.
I've never heard of that. Time Riders.
Oh, it's like basically they technically like a group of 3 people exist in like a time loop of one specific day, and they fix time.
So it's not a rip-off of Groundhog Day. No.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so it's basically a story about a guy who gets stuck in the same day over and over again.
Yeah, but it's got that kind of concept, and then it gets
Yeah.
really
But it all stemmed off.
weird and political towards the end, like the time government's coming after him for existing.
And they all say no to Donald Trump. Don't you just hate it when something gets too political? Like, I mean, yeah, it might have the same political views as me, but I really don't
I'm
care.
not brave enough for
Like,
politics. I mean, I wouldn't say it gets political. It's just like
no, I mean,
time travel.
I listened
ethics.
to us. I got into a song the other day, and I realized, like, I was listening to the song. I listened to it a few times. And I was just like, this beat's pretty cool. And then I actually learned some of the lyrics, and this song was all about politics, and one of the lines in it was fake news. I'm pretty sure I know where that all came from. It was all from that 2016 time as well.
Right. I mean, my music's just got
Yeah.
random ass
Just
stuff.
about
They don't really have
Trump.
topics, just like irrelevant stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, political music cringe.
I don't like. I mean, politics. I'm all for politics. Like, I mean, that's how countries run. That's how worlds run.
Sometimes.
But and, politics is always how everything runs, Daniel.
It varies.
No, politics is how everything runs. There's certain variations of politics. Is how it runs. Like a dictatorship is still politics. Just might not be the
I love
same
democracy.
type of politics that we have in this country.
What other kind of books are there? There's the anime
Thriller.
ones.
I do like a thriller. I like a good thriller. Oh, manga. Let's not get into manga.
Mango.
Yeah.
There's
Kids books.
I actually rate a good kids book.
The Snowman. The Snowman. Oh my!
I gained way more ethics from Mr. Men in my childhood than I did from anything else in like school and stuff. So I think the government should invest more in small, 1 block color people with circle noses a bit more.
I'm gonna be honest. The book, like when I was a kid, like the book The Snowman was just the best.
Yes, I definitely read that.
Oh my! You know the TV or the movie
the one
basically
that flies around.
on every Christmas. Yeah, it's on this Christmas again. If you want to watch it,
That's that one cool song.
Yeah, but it's just I've got it right here. It's just taking me back. First published in 1992. 1992.
Whoa. That's like more recent than Animal Farm.
And then the animated thing was actually produced in 1982.
Wait, what? So it's just
The animation was written before
it's just made a little crappy story to go along with the damn animation.
It looks like it.
Done authors. I mean, that'd be bum.
I'm walking in the
Hella into Victorian novels, you know.
Oh yeah,
Love
the
Jekyll and Hyde. All that
Beautiful
terminology and references to beliefs at the time and science.
Thanks, English teacher.
I will never be the same.
No, because I am. I don't. Oh, I was going to say a quote, but I forgot the quote.
It really went.
It's like the duality of man quote. It's one of them.
There's a few. There's a few of them. I just remember the phrase "damn juggernaut," and that's where it stops.
Damn juggernaut.
If he shall be Mr. Hyde, and I shall be Mr. Seek.
Oh, what are the quotes? I'm forgetting all the quotes, you know? Didn't they go to...
my fellow. That's an obscure one.
Oh, so what was the actual storyline of Jekyll and Hyde? I forgot all this.
Oh, you gotta go to the old Dr. Jekyll's confession for that.
Oh no, not Dr. Jekyll's confession. That was a long chapter.
That was half the book. He's like, oh, cool, this tastes good. He's like, I'm shorter now.
I've got the book right here. Got the book right here. All right, what's the first word?
It's Mr. Utterson.
Mr. Utterson. The lawyer was a man of a rugged countenance that was never lighted by a smile, cold, scanty, and embarrassed in discourse, backwards in sentiment, lean, long, dusty, dreary, and yet somehow lovable.
Damn.
It's Mr.
Utterson right there.
It's the lawyer. He's a good lawyer.
Good lawyer.
I recommend Mr. If you ever find yourself in where were they?
Soho.
They were in. I mean, no, Hyde was in Soho, but Jekyll was. What was the square?
Cavendish Square.
Cavendish Square. He lives in Cavendish Square.
Darn it, Mr.
Cavendish Square.
You got Mr. Guest that no one remembers. He reads handwriting.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what it's called. What's that job called again? It's the C one.
No idea.
C. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, like I'd like to be Mr. Guest.
Yeah, he seems like he's got a cool life. He gets to chill with Mr. Utterson every now and again. That's good enough.
I mean, chill with Mr. Utterson. Okay. That's his
Mr.
job
Utterson
now,
gets to chill with my dude Paul.
Oh, Paul, yeah. There's P-O-O-L-E.
He gets to get harassed by people at the chemist. Harassed by short people. But he gets to talk to Mr. Eisen.
Wait, so what? Oh, where's that bit about when they find Mr. Hyde in a, like, out in the garden and he puts on a mask? Do you remember?
No, it was like it didn't technically put on the. It was like, wait, something like that. No, it was like that's just the terminology they use. It's like some weird metaphor. No,
Oh, did I just
yeah,
take it too
and then
literally?
it had like this devil's signature, that bit.
Oh yeah.
Then like why did my master mask his face? Why did he run from me? That kind of stuff.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was the. How do you?
love me a good bit of Jekyll and Hyde. Might read that over the holidays.
I'm not gonna read it.
No, I'm gonna
ever
refresh my
again.
quotes so I can use them at school and confuse people.
I don't think people will be confused though. Like, it's just the normal you now.
They'll be impressed by my Jekyll and Hyde knowledge. If I have a conversation with our English teacher, I'd just be like, "Ah, yes, it's quite." I don't know. I can't really go up to her and say, you know, only good human's a dead one. I don't think I can really use that one. Neither can I trample her
No, I
like
don't
a
think
damn
you can.
juggernaut.
Oh, what was the one? What when Hyde beat up the politician?
Well,
What's his name?
Sir Danvers Carew.
Yeah, what was the key quote there?
Ape-like fury.
Ape-like fury. There you go.
I love that describing that
Ape-like
scene.
fury.
Because literally, you can just put anything in it. It's just like his bones crunched audibly against the. They were easy ones to remember because they were so
Calm down.
descriptive.
It was just like, calm down, Stevenson, mate. Please, man.
This highlights Hyde's rage and implies to the reader that he may be angry. Very well used, Stevenson.
I like how this guy thought about every single word he wrote. Like, he took time to think about every single
Obviously.
word because he
Yeah.
totally meant it in that way.
Ah, yes, the curtains were blue.
This implies that he liked the colour blue.
They were just
Wow.
blue, damn it. Hidden me.
Wow, he's an A-star.
Like every now and then I do creative writing, and like a teacher be like, "Oh yes, I like how you implied that." There, I just like, did I? I don't even know what's going on in the main story, let alone this whole subplot you're making up.
Oh, you had to write it over a few seconds as well. Like that. The whole story couldn't be one long story. It had to be a story that spanned over like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh yes, that one.
I was talking about a lady walking out of a door, in a nursing home, and she had dementia.
That was a fun activity.
For me, she walked past a little side table.
I can't remember how I approached
She walked
that
past
one,
a little
but I
side
think
table
it was really demonic.
and walked into her old wedding. For me, she walked into her wedding where her husband ran out.
Wasn't like one of the intro bits to, like, give us context, like her husband died like years ago, and it was it was like the worst context you could possibly provide. She's like, "Oh, this sounds great." No, it was required that she had like this thing chasing her as well. That's a sort of, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was me. It was that she ran out, and then her husband ran after her.
That's not very brave. I like some weird like demon thing coming after her.
They went really nightmarish, like into a dark corridor, and like,
Have you seen that video where like the
Pretty sure for most people in the class, she ended up having a heart attack
yeah, a
or
lot of the
something.
time. You know that video where like the guy has an umbrella and like the top bit just comes off and it just starts crawling around the rooms. No, that's a really obscure video. It's unlikely, but that was great.
It seems like a very obscure video. Thank you guys for listening in to episode 4 of the Daniel and Alex Show. We had a blast recording this episode, and we hope you did the same listening in. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week on the
Yeah,
Daniel and Alex
see
Show.
ya.